Welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're unpacking something truly chilling. We're looking at Rat ke Sante Me, which translates to In the Dead of Night, Two Tales of Disappearance. We're going to break down two incredibly isolated late-night encounters to understand the sheer, terrifying mechanics of how these two people vanished. Both were completely alone. Both incidents happened in the absolute dead of night, and both ended in total mystery. So let's just jump right into the first case, the knock at midnight.
Okay, so set the scene in your mind. It is exactly 2:47 a.m. Our first subject, Ion, is completely alone in his house. Now, at this hour, the world is asleep, right? There is zero background noise. No neighbors awake. It's just that heavy, absolute silence of an empty home. It is literally the perfect setup for extreme vulnerability. And the escalation here is ridiculously fast. Let's track how this unfolds. At exactly 2:47 a.m., that dead silence is broken by a sudden dastak, a knock at the front door. By 2:48, Ayan is at the door checking the peephole, but there's nothing. The street is completely empty. He turns around to head back, but by 2:50 a.m., the entire geography of the threat shifts because a noise is now coming from inside, specifically the Almeri, his bedroom closet. As he steps away from the front door, the sound repeats. Talk, talk, talk. But like we said, it isn't coming from outside anymore. It is coming from right inside his own bedroom. Honestly, can you even imagine the panic? Terrified, Ion slowly opens the closet door, probably expecting an intruder, right? But instead, there's only an old mirror sitting inside. And here is where we hit the terrifying twist. Ion is standing there, completely frozen in fear. He's looking right at his reflection, the Ein Me'ox, in the glass. But the reflection? It's acting entirely on its own. The reflection was actually smiling back at him, and Ion was absolutely not smiling.
The very next morning, the police arrive to investigate. The house is completely empty. There are no signs of a struggle, no forced entry, and absolutely no sign of Ian. They find only one single piece of evidence left behind in the whole house, a fresh mark carved inside that closet that simply read, "Next."
Which brings us to our second case. Akri phone call, or the last phone call, Ali's encounter.
We're anchoring right back into that incredibly vulnerable late-night window. It's exactly 3 a.m., Ali is alone, and suddenly his phone rings. The caller ID is completely unknown, and when Ali actually picks up, nobody speaks. The only audio coming through the speaker is this faint, super unsettling sound of light breathing. Then, a quiet voice finally speaks through the phone, delivering a very specific warning. Piche mat degna. Don't look back. Now, human curiosity is an incredibly powerful thing, isn't it? Despite his racing heart, Ali slowly turns his head to look behind him. But the room is empty. Relieved, he actually hangs up the phone, thinking it's just some messed up prank. But that sense of relief is instantly shattered. Literally the moment he hangs up, a new text message arrives from that exact same sender. It reads, "Main piche nahi, tumhare samne hoon." I am not behind, I am in front of you. You see, it was a trap built entirely on misdirection. The call was designed specifically to make Ali turn his back to the real threat. He slowly raises his eyes from his phone screen to look forward, and whatever he saw in that moment, well, he was never seen again. So, what does this all mean? Let's look at Donoka and Jam, their fate, a comparative climax. By putting these two distinct events side by side, a deeply unsettling pattern actually emerges. Whether the localized threat was delivered through a closet mirror or a mobile phone, the outcome is practically identical. For Ion, his house is left empty, Ghar Khali, leaving only the word next. For Ali, his room is empty, Kamra Khali, and he is never seen again. In both of these cases, the victims are physically erased from their environments without leaving a single trace behind. We really don't have all the answers here, only the terrifying mechanics of how they disappeared. In fact, the source material turns the lens away from Ali at the very end and points it directly at you, asking, "Kya ab aisi call utate?" Knowing the timeline, knowing the trap of misdirection, and knowing the ultimate consequence of vanishing without a trace, would you pick up a call like that? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today, and I highly recommend keeping your closets closed and your phones on silent tonight.